If your partner wants you to be in an open relationship and you're finding this to be a really challenging request, I want you to know that it's completely normal that you're finding this to be really challenging. I know this because my partner asked me to be in an open relationship, and to be completely honest with you, it destroyed me. And it also destroyed the relationship, just the request itself. So I've put together these 5 key questions that I wish I'd have asked my partner when she made the request a long time ago, and I wish I'd have had the maturity to ask these questions. I'll start at question number 5 because we need to build up to question number 1, which is really the question that will reveal the truth about what's really going on. So question 5 is, why does your partner want the open relationship? So your partner's made this request to you, and there can be a series of motivations. I think the motivations are going to range between wanting to question societal standards around relationships through to potentially being unhappy in the relationship itself. If it comes down to still being happy in the relationship but wanting to try different things, not wanting to be constrained by societal norms, that's a pretty interesting motivation for exploring open relationships. But if it's the case that really your partner just doesn't want to be in this relationship with you and they're looking for an out, but they haven't got the courage to actually let you know how they're really feeling, it's crucially important that you ask this question and figure out what's really going on. Question 4 is, do you both want to be with other people? So your partner's asked you this request to change the status of your relationship. They probably do want to be with other people. So you need to ask yourself, is it that you both want to take the opportunity to be with other people, to try new things, to try new people, to flavor things up a little bit? And if it's the case that you don't really want to be with other people, you need to get a lot of clarity on what your own real motivations are. Question 3 is, can you both handle one-sided monogamy? Now, it's important to ask this with your partner as well, because it may be the case that if your answer to question 4 is that you don't really want to be with other people, but your partner does, it could be that the relationship can still work, but it may result in one-sided monogamy, which is that only one person is going to be monogamous and the other person is going to be polyamorous. Can you handle that situation? Can you handle an imbalance in this experience? Are you both getting different things out of certain parts of monogamy? How can you really deal with one person being with just the other person and the other person going off and being with many different people? Because the key is that if you know early on that you can't handle that imbalance, you know that down the track that's going to create a lot of instability in the relationship. Question 2 is your relationship helping you both grow and evolve? I think that relationships are one of the most special things in life. When we can find someone that we can form an intimate connection with, it gives a lot of meaning to what's going on around us. It helps us share the challenges with someone else, share the happy times, share the sad times. But the key is when someone wants an open relationship, it may be introducing elements of insecurity, elements of instability. So we need to ask ourselves, are we both in the relationship growing and evolving together, which is really the key about relationships? We're helping each other move through life. Or has the relationship become stagnant? If it's the case that the relationship has become stagnant and one person is trying to find a way to introduce more novelty, to shake things up, it's really important that you're both aware of what's going on and that you make the decision to enter into an open relationship with the full knowledge that you're doing this so that you can introduce this structure where you are growing and evolving together. Because at its core, I think the way to define the health of a relationship is whether you're growing and evolving together. And if you're not growing and evolving, something does need to change. But the question is, will an open relationship provide the change that you're looking for? Question number 1 is the most important question to ask, and that is, what is the relationship you have with yourself? In my case, when my partner asked me for an open relationship, I remember it created a lot of feelings of insecurity, and the insecurities I had existed even before this relationship. I remember when she asked me for the open relationship, she was living in Los Angeles, I was living in New York City, and the logical side of my brain was telling myself, this is the perfect situation. I've got a gorgeous lady who really loves me, she wants to be with me, but because of the distance, she wanted an open relationship. I can be with other people while I was in New York City. I can have my cake and I can eat it too. So that was the logical side, but the emotional side was that I was feeling really insecure. I was feeling like I wasn't enough. I was like, am I not enough for her? Why does she want to be with other men? And it just made me feel really quite terrible about myself. But the key is that that was the relationship I had with myself. I didn't really love myself fully. I didn't know how to trust myself. And I think that that's what needed to come first so that I could have survived any change in the structure of this relationship. The relationship didn't work out, and I think really it came down to this relationship I had with myself. I learned all about the importance of this question, about the relationship you have with yourself, from the shaman Huda Iande in his free masterclass on love and intimacy. That's where he takes you through a really powerful exercise where he shows you that the relationships that we have in life are a direct mirror of the relationship we've got with ourselves. So right now, I've got a challenge for you to really figure out what you really want to do with this potential open relationship is to go back to the start of this video, and instead of thinking about the questions that I've just laid out, the 5 questions, in terms of asking your partner these questions, instead ask yourself these questions and get really clear on your motivations for the open relationship, on what you really want, on how you really feel about this relationship, whether it's working out or not, whether it's helping you grow and evolve. I think that if you do that right now, you will come to a lot more clarity about what's really going on. So go and give that a shot right now. I think it will really help. Check out the link in the description below to see the free masterclass with the shaman Huda Iande. I've learned so much about relationships from that masterclass, and subscribe to this channel and leave a comment below.